Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Lately, I've been hearing more and more negativity towards centralized exchanges. This is because exchanges often simply block traders' deposits. And to unfreeze a deposit, you either have to spend a lot of time or it gets to the point where the deposits never get unfrozen at all, right? So essentially traders are simply losing their money. These blocks actually happen for various reasons. But the fact remains that if you keep your crypto on a centralized exchange, then essentially that crypto doesn't really belong to you. So it turns out that keeping your crypto on a centralized exchange is pretty much the same as, for example, keeping your car in someone else's garage. Basically, you might have the keys to the car, but at any moment, your access to that garage can be blocked. That's why, since centralized exchanges often block users' funds without reason, and on top of that, they complicate the registration process, introduce additional KYC checks and so on, things that didn't exist before, in general, they're tightening the screws. Naturally, people don't like all these things, and that's why decentralized exchanges are becoming increasingly popular. So in this video, I want to introduce you to the most popular decentralized exchange today, which is called Hyperliquid. Step by step, we'll go through how to register, how to deposit and withdraw funds, how to trade on this exchange, and in general, we'll get to know all its features in detail. I won't drag this out. Let's get started. Enjoy watching. So first of all, you'll need to register on Hyperliquid. You can do this by following the link I'll leave below the video. You can also enter my promo code. It gives you discounts on all trading fees. Overall, the registration process is similar to centralized exchanges, but it's much simpler and faster. I also want to emphasize once again that when registering on a DEX, you don't need to verify your identity. That means you don't have to provide passport details, and essentially, you can trade anonymously. However, as you know, decentralized exchanges are transparent and any trader can view another trader's wallet. So everything is transparent and you can see who made which trades. And this is exactly what opens up opportunities for copy trading, which we've already discussed earlier on the channel, but we won't focus on that right now. If you're interested in copy trading wallets with Hyperliquid, you can go to the channel and study it in more detail. But for now, let's go through the registration process. Also, an important point right away. Before you register here, you will need to set up a decentralized wallet as a browser extension. I use Google and the Trust Wallet extension. I'll also leave a link to Trust Wallet below the video. It's all simple here. Create a wallet, be sure to save the seed phrase for this wallet so you always have access to it, and first of all, top up Ethereum on the Arbitrum network. In this case, I also topped up USDC on the Arbitrum network, and then we'll use this very USDC to trade on the Hyperliquid exchange. After you fund your deposit, you need to connect your wallet during registration. Choose Trust, approve here, then click Join with code in their crypto and you'll get directly to the Hyperliquid exchange. Let's go through everything step by step here. First of all, I want to start with depositing funds. How do you do that? To do this, go to the Trade tab, scroll down, and here you'll find the deposit button. Click on it. Here, click this button, connect your wallet. Sometimes the connection doesn't go through, so you just need to refresh the page. Click deposit again, connect, approve your wallet, and then click confirm. Here I have USDC selected, which I previously deposited. You can also use other coins, but for me, the easiest and most convenient option is USDC on the Arbitrum network. Again, you can see the amount here, which is exactly what's stored in our wallet. You can enter any value here. I'll choose max and click deposit. We also need to approve the deposit. Literally after a few seconds, the deposit is credited, and we can see here in the account section that this amount is now in the perps section. Here, pay attention, there is both spot trading and futures trading available. So on Hyperliquid, you can trade both futures and on the spot market. To do this, go to the trade section and select a pair. As you can see, there are a bunch of different sections here, meaning all coins, futures, for example, spot. You can also choose only DEX or pre-launch AI. So there is a division into different, let's say, categories. First of all, let's go over how to trade futures. To do this, go to the perps section and select any asset that interests you. Here, you can also filter in the columns by clicking. Let's choose some active liquid token, for example. Let's search for one. Let's say it will be pump. As we can see, the maximum available leverage is 5 times. Overall, everything here is pretty standard, just like on other centralized exchanges. We can see the chart, different time frames, you can use indicators, various drawing tools, and of course, the order book for buying and selling. And here we see either a market order or a limit order. There's also a pro section, but I usually don't use it. Now let's go over the basics of market and limit orders. Also, as I scrolled up here, notice that you can set the leverage. Right now I've selected the maximum leverage. Of course, you can reduce it, and you have the option to choose between cross margin or isolated margin. In general, whether to use cross margin or isolated margin is up to each person, but I usually use isolated margin. This way, if anything happens, only the deposit I've allocated for a particular trade is at risk, not my entire balance. But with cross margin, basically, your entire deposit can be liquidated if the price moves against you. In this case, I'll leave it as isolated and confirm. Here we can see the size, how many PAMP tokens we'll buy using 50% of our deposit. You can also set a take profit or stop loss here, but I won't do that right now. I just click to place the order, I confirm here, and we can see that the purchase has gone through. We can see our entry point and the liquidation price. Next, if we scroll down, we see the trade history section here. Naturally, we can view all trades for a particular coin. We can also open the current position section. If we click here, we can expand our P&L, and in the balance section, we see the total balance of our account. Right now, we have 99 USDS left that haven't been used yet. And part of our balance is already in a trade. To close a trade, you can use either a limit order. For example, you can set them here, either take profit or stop loss. Or you can also close it at market price. I'm going to close it at market price now. Let's click here, select 100% and choose market. Great. That's it. Our position has been successfully closed. You can also see this on the chart, and in the order history we can check that we closed our position with a small profit. In general, I think everything is clear with the market order. And as for limit orders, there's really nothing complicated there either. Just go to limit, choose the price at which you want to place a limit order, either for a long or a short position. Select the size, the position again, and you can also set limit orders right away, then place the limit order. Well, let's do that now. For example, we'll set the take profit at 100%, which will be when the price reaches approximately 0.0097, and we'll set the stop loss, say at 50%. That's if the price reaches this value. Click place order. So when the price reaches this value, a limit buy order will be triggered and limit orders will be automatically placed right away. You can also cancel the order in the open orders section. We just click close, but in this case let me close everything. Done. This way the orders have been successfully cancelled. As you can see, everything works quite simply. It's pretty much the same, you could say, as on centralized exchanges. There are also quite a few interesting pairs for trading futures. So keep in mind, you can trade futures more safely right here. Also, after buying a particular asset on spot, you can withdraw it, but in reality, not all tokens are available for withdrawal to various other platforms. In other words, you can trade on this exchange, but you can't withdraw every asset. Now let's imagine we've traded tokens on this platform and want to withdraw our USDS back. In fact, it's quite easy to do this. Again, we click withdraw, select USDS, all the same Arbitrum options, but as we can see, the amount is currently unavailable. Why is that? Because we first need to transfer the balance to perps. Let's go here again, from spot to perps, select max, confirm, click withdraw, and now the amount is available for withdrawal. Here I click max and proceed to withdraw the USDS to the same wallet we originally deposited from. To do this, I click withdraw to Arbitrum. Confirm. The transaction has been sent and now we wait for the funds to arrive in our trust wallet. Overall, as you can see, the functionality is quite simple, at least from a trading perspective, but there are also a bunch of other features here. For example, there's staking, yes. That is, you can also stake the platform's own Hype token and passively earn a certain percentage. For example, you can also check what commission this platform charges. If we click here, we see that the commissions are dynamic and depend on the volume you have traded here. In the leaderboard section, you can find the most successful wallets that have a certain level of profitability. And then you can work with these wallets, analyze them using special services, or even set them up for copy trading. Again, as a reminder, we've talked about copy trading on the channel before, so I recommend looking into this area. It's very interesting. And here on this platform, there are a lot of good wallets that you can automatically copy trade, meaning you can replicate their trade. So basically, there's nothing complicated you need to do here. This platform allows us to make both spot purchases and futures purchases. They will soon have an airdrop, which might be just as big as the first one. That's why it really makes sense right now to put in some effort, figure things out, and spend some time, an evening, maybe two. It's different for everyone, right? But overall, as you can see, there's nothing complicated about it. And you can gradually start building up volume on different wallets so that in the future you might be able to get another airdrop from this platform. The USDS that we withdrew, as you can see, have arrived in the wallet. Also, don't forget that in order to withdraw USDS on the Arbitrum network, you need to have ETH on your balance, also on the Arbitrum network. So if you're wary of centralized exchanges, if you don't want to risk having your funds blocked on some CX or don't want to go through verification, you can trade in a decentralized way. But that's all from me for now. I'll keep sharing useful content with you on the topic of DEX. Don't forget to subscribe to my Telegram channel, where I regularly provide updates on the market, new trends, and the world of DEX. And subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. This isn't goodbye. See you next time.